I'm going to keep saying it until people listen. If you're a white man in this country and you're a felon and you S a woman, you cause an insurrection, Officer Setnick is no longer here. If you steal top secret documents, you get to be president. You're a messiah. You're a hero. If you're Caucasian and a U.S. citizen and you beat police officers on January 6th, you're treated like a hero and you're called a patriot and a true American, and you get off scot-free. If you have multiple children out of wedlock, you get to be the Secretary of Defense. If you cheat on all your wives and she unalives herself, you get to be in his cabinet. If you lay with underage girls, you get to be nominated for the Attorney General of the United States. But if you're brown and you've been here for 30 years, never committed a crime, you pay your taxes, you have a house, you have a family, you get drug out like an animal, shackled, put on a commercial airplane, and sent into Guantanamo Bay or the highest maximum security prison in the world. But if you're a white immigrant from South Africa, you get cozy seats, you get fruity drinks, you get a welcoming committee from Congress, from the senator, from the governor, you get American flags, and we're going to help you settle. America first, huh? It's amazing how much differently Caucasian immigrants are treated than Hispanics and Latinos and Muslims. Isn't that ironic? It doesn't matter who is in the White House, Republican or Democrat, until we address the original sin of the United States of America, we will never be free of this Confederate Civil War anchor that's been dragging us back. The MAGA, uneducated, Caucasian base wants it to be 1776 forever, where 21-year-old landowning white men were the only ones that had rights, and they are perfectly content with that, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stay silent and not speak out. This country has never been great for everybody. If that offends your whiteness, that's too goddamn bad. That American flag that you wave as a symbol of freedom is a symbol of oppression for a lot of people's parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. They couldn't sit on a bus. They couldn't drink from a water fountain. Hell, they couldn't even worship at a church in this Christian nation. This is the original sin of this country. It needs to stop. That needs to be the focus before we can progress as a society. Here's why. Let's say I run a construction company.
It's like we're living in Twilight Zone. I don't get it. We're going to deport people. We're going to snatch them up from their homes, regardless if anybody shows proof of who they are and anything else. Like, ICE agents doesn't have to prove who they are, and people don't have to prove if they have citizenship or green card status or anything that protects them to stay in this country. Sometimes you could be a U.S. citizen and get deported on accident, I guess. And then even when you find out, I guess it's just above our heads now. On top of all of this, we're now giving refugee status to white South Africans. What the fuck is going on here? Like,
does everyone think that the criminals are immigrants? They're not! They're white men!
You mean illegals, not immigrants, because immigrants came here legally. Illegals came here illegally, which by default makes them criminals because they have committed a crime. Of course, there are white men who are also criminals, but it has nothing to do with the mass deportation that we are currently carrying out in this country to protect the lives of innocent women who have been killed or hurt by the illegals. It has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with protecting the American citizens who aren't here illegally. How about the children that have been taken away from their parents because they've been killed by illegals? If you're so worried about the illegals, why don't you sell some of the metal on your face and use it as a donation for the illegals? Also, do you remember a girl named Laken Riley who was actually killed by an illegal alien? What about her and her life? He didn't allow these illegals to come into the country to begin with, then she would still be alive today. But of course, you don't care about that. Or the hundreds of other people, specifically girls, who have been affected by this.
Why does
In an unbelievable turn of events, according to ICE.gov, Donald Trump has been deporting white people. And just to name a couple, according to ICE.gov, they deported an Australian man, David Crees, for money laundering and computer fraud. And they also deported a Turkish man that was over here on a school visa but failed to go to school, but instead took a job without work authorization. But nobody is protesting in the streets for their release. And CNN is failing to report on these deportations. But what they are reporting is the fact that Donald Trump is trying to get more white South African farmers in the United States to help take care of these farms for all the immigrants that he's deporting, because somebody has to pick the crops.
Guys, if you are in America, I want to assure you that don't be panic. Don't think that America or Donald Trump is going to deport anybody. No way. Donald Trump cannot deport anybody. I'm telling you the truth. Because they just want to use this one to catch cruise. And people are making a lot of money on it, saying something in social media. It is a lie. Donald Trump cannot deport anybody. If you know that what Donald Trump is saying is going to be true, I want to tell you, 2 weeks time, all these things will stop. And I want to see one person that will say that I'm in the house, Donald Trump has deported me, and I'm in the house, so that I will believe in it. If not, I don't believe that Donald Trump is going to deport anybody, because he just wants to do all these things to let people know that what he promised is going to do it. It's a lie.
I can't even have a conversation with anybody who's talking about we about to be deported. You know what I'm saying? Black people have been through everything imaginable in this country, and they can't do nothing more to us than they already done. Every year they give us something different. Support LGBTQ. Go vote. Go stop Asian hate. Now it's black and brown unity. You know what I'm saying? They always telling niggas to do something, but we don't never do nothing for ourselves. Where's our reparations? Where's a hate crime bill? And why celebrities ain't speaking on this? They helping the other side. Damn, like, come on, man. You can't make this shit up when you can't make it make sense. Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. Most of these public figures.
She said African Americans community, not Black American community, 2 different communities. Is it crack? Like, what is it? You trying to play with me? You trying to play in my face right now. First of all, Black Americans were coined African American. It was popularized in 1988 by Jesse Jackson. We've been renamed and reclassified in this country a few times, sometimes even without our consent. We know exactly who she was talking about when she said African American. She was talking about Black Americans that were here before the inception of this country. If she mentioned can't be deported, who's she talking about? If you're an African, you can be deported. I'm not an African. I am a United States of America citizen. So what group of Black people can't be deported? Caribbeans could be deported back to their countries. Black Brits could be deported. Africans could be deported to their countries back over on the continent. Let's not play stupid. Like, don't be dense. Like, y'all are really trying it. This is why we have to stop calling ourselves African American. Because now all of a sudden y'all really trying to destiny swap and co-opt our lived experience. She also said people that have experience with civil rights movements. Who did that? Black Americans. And that's why you're able to migrate over here right now and walk around freely, because of Black Americans. The ones that were born here, the ones who have a long lineage here. Not first gen, not second gen, not even third gen. I'm talking about the ones that were here before this country was established. Stop fucking playing with me. Get out my comments. Y'all getting on my nerves. We gotta spread love is the Brooklyn way. Like, who? The African American community and the Black American community are two different. Shut up.
Man, what's going on TikTok? How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a wonderful day. But check this out. Man, I noticed something with this deportation thing. I just couldn't figure it out. I said it in my video, but I just never thought about it. These people keep saying we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported. They projecting because we the only people that didn't immigrate here. We didn't migrate here. We not refugees to come over here. We not in the immigration system. We didn't have to pledge allegiance and denounce another country just to live here. We didn't do none of that. We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't gonna lie, they were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us. But when they found out that Trump made it a way where we are emancipated people, we are children of slaves, we can't be deported. They hate that, and that bothers them. That jealousy and envy bothers them because they already come over here with jealousy. They already come over here with envy. But now they see we can't go nowhere. Now they want us to be scared with them. They want us to be scared of if we see an unmarked car drive past our house. They want our heart to be beating fast. You know what I mean? When we go to restaurants and we see ICE come take somebody, they want us to be scared with them. And we just out here popping fans. You know what I'm saying? Well, them fans that we just popping fans, having fun, enjoying life, talking, trying to get our money right, trying to see what's going to happen in the future. We ain't even thinking about ICE. We're not even thinking about being deported like they is. They want us to be scared like them. They want us to be worried like them. You get what I'm saying? That, and I'm like, damn, bro, like they really are jealous of us. Not just the Africans and Caribbeans, the Mexicans are jealous of us. Because they mad because they not part of the 14th Amendment. They not. There's a lot of white people not part of the 14th Amendment either. They jealous of that, bro. We can trace our family to the 1700s. Some people can go far back than that. And they don't like it. And they jealous of it. And they hate it. I know it burns them up. Like all the contempt, all the anti-blackness they say about us, the rhetoric, the stereotypes, all that stuff they spew. And that one thing they can't get is the citizenship like we have. We emancipated people, and they hate that. Oh, they hate that. That burns them up. That's why they doing these scare tactics on us. That's why they doing all these things, because they want us to be fearful, just like them.
It seems like other, deeply melanated Black people are really, really fucking upset that Black American citizens exist. Like ones that were actually born here that have a lineage here. Like I keep seeing videos of them saying, oh, you're next. And shouts out to Leo. I saw his video where he was responding to, I'm guessing she was a Caribbean, saying your president doesn't like you. Y'all gonna be back picking cotton. He was gonna get y'all out of here next. And it's like, he literally said that we built this country. He literally said that the birthright citizenship was for the descendants of slaves. Chattel slavery. Y'all are so butthurt that we cannot be deported. Then they were like, oh, because when it's time for y'all to get out of here, y'all ain't gonna have nowhere to go. Get out of where? Where they gonna send me? Georgia? South Carolina? Y'all do know that a lot of us literally still to this day own land in this country. And the ones of us that don't know that we do, we're taking the proper steps and we're going through the proper channels to reclaim our ancestors' land. Y'all maybe y'all don't know that, but it's so ignorant to keep assuming that we are all immigrants. Y'all are really jealous that we can't be deported anywhere. Y'all are really, really jealous. It's envy at this point, because what else is it? We don't do anything to you people. Nothing. We welcomed y'all. And it seems to be backfiring that we all thought that we were all one just because we share the same hue of complexion. And I know I'm continuously making the same types of videos, but it's like, I keep seeing y'all making these videos talking about y'all, and then y'all always trying to attack slavery. Y'all always trying to attack, as if on the Caribbean. Child, I could get into so much that's going on y'all's islands and in y'all's countries to this day in 2025. Y'all are just so fucking envious. Then there was this girl that was like, oh, if everybody has an issue with black Americans, then maybe it's black Americans. If everybody doesn't like you. No, that's not true. Because we literally do not start. We do not do anything to anybody. We've literally welcomed everybody that came to this country. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Like, I saw a girl saying Brooklyn belongs to the Caribbeans now. New York belongs to the Caribbeans. And it's like, we still exist out there. And the reason why y'all were able to successfully migrate and set up shop is because we supported y'all. We thought we were all kinfolk. I've had plenty of Caribbean friends to this day that I love and I've supported. I've supported businesses. I've patronized restaurants, shops, and everything. While y'all just literally, not all of y'all, but some of y'all just have this disdain, this hatred for us for no reason. And I think it's really envy that we cannot be deported. There's this deep-seated envy, like a hatred, because we are American. And a lot of y'all fight and strive so much to come here when we were born here. And yes, we've had our hardships and our struggles, and we still fighting and we still thriving. But we are a very, very successful group of black people in the world globally. Our impact, the things that we've innovated, our inventions, the things that we've created, it's undeniable. Ain't nobody really fucking with us like that. Even the poorest of us that live in the hoods, if we compare our hoods to y'all's hoods, there's no fucking comparison. Y'all always want to compare y'all top 10% to our bottom 10. Let's go apples for apples. Living in a hood here is not even a marker to how much you make these days. It's very expensive to live in urban communities, especially in a tri-state in 2025. So that's not even a socioeconomic marker anymore. But anyways, I'm just tired of, like, leave us alone. Hang it up. It's relevant to Brooklyn Way.
We cannot be deported. We can't be deported anywhere. They might have reclassified us, but we're on our homeland, so no matter what you say.
Good morning, guys. I was sitting here looking at the news outsources, and there's no source on black people specifically being deported. So for people to come online and lie and fearmonger to the black community is ridiculous, and this installs fear to where people act out a certain way. That was not black people they were detaining. Period. The misinformation around it, the trends that are being created around ICE doing their job. No. At what point are you guys going to stop taking everything to social media? If you guys really care for those people, rally in a small community. Don't go online spreading lies and trying to create trends off of that. I mean, fear-mongering, that's all you guys know how to do. Democrats, you got to stop.
Hey, grand rising to my people, folks. Do not feed into the other races that look like us, saying that all so-called blacks are being deported, folks. There is no evidence out right now that any black Americans been deported. But what is happening is aggressive immigration enforcement that's targeting non-citizen black immigrants. And there is many cases where U.S. citizens, which is us, has been wrongfully detained. Now I looked up where black Americans being deported, even though I already know we can't, because this planet cannot thrive without us, especially this country. Yeah, now let's get to it. Under U.S. law, black American citizens cannot be deported. However, black immigrants are deported at disproportionately high rates compared to other immigrant groups, largely due to systematic issues at the intersection of criminal justice and immigration enforcement. Come on, folks. So we need to quit spreading all this misinformation about our people and trying to include us in all y'all shit, folks. So yeah, there you have it. Black Americans are descendants of indigenous and enslaved people. Yes, there were people that looked like me already here, dark. And there were people that came here from Africa. Not everybody is from Africa. Our culture is American culture, folks. Quit trying to add us into all y'all bullshit, folks. Just because y'all seen a couple little things go on the news with us being arrested and detained wrongfully, you know what I'm saying? And saying we're getting deported. Show me a source of us getting deported without it being a confusion and us being sent back. Show me.
But what I do need the African immigrant brother and sister to understand, America will give you opportunity that she will never give me because you are not a threat. You can be 100%. Deported whenever they feel like it. True. You can be stripped of your American citizenship or your green card whenever they feel like it. They can strip me of my citizenship, but where do they send me? Nowhere. We are the only people that cannot be deported. And that's why America can't stand us, even though she's the reason she can't get rid of us.
Just to put everything in order and to clear the air, no president has the legal rights to deport the black community. And I repeat, there is no president who has legal rights to deport the US citizens, whether white, black, brown, or any other. Now, we've been seeing for a very long time the trends are on why some of the people are furious with the fact that Donald Trump has not been able to deport the black community. And you might be asking yourself, why will someone get so much furious with the fact that a friend, a neighbor, or a person who has been in the US, who is a US citizen, is not able to be deported out of the country? Do you know most of the people, for instance, voted for the government just because they wanted to see deportations taking place? Did you, for instance, know that most of the people thought that they will do better when the undocumented immigrants have left the US? Did you know that? Did you actually know that the farmers in the US, most of them actively went and voted for this government, thinking that those undocumented people who used to help them in their farms, if deported, the black community will show up and help them work in their farms? Everything is not as people thought. You know, sometimes people become so delusional, and with the fact that they think everything should go their way, that's whatever we call scarcity mentality. When you always think something should go the way you've processed it in your mind. Now, black Americans as US citizens, I repeat that they are US citizens, but those of African descent, they have been in the US for 400 years and they have gained citizenship over time. So there are those white people who came to the US and found the black community there. And you still wonder they actually call them that they are not citizens of those countries and they are calling for their deportation. You wonder what kind of impunity and delusional mind can someone have. Now, when Trump and some of his supporters talked about deportations or sending people back where they usually referred them to as immigrant or where you came from, some of the US citizens actually thought it was going to affect the black community. However, in certain online and extremist spaces, some individuals confused or distorted this idea to racial terms, as always, that Donald Trump is talking about deporting people, and the first people he should be deporting are these who have been here for 400 years. But that's not working. Sometimes I've always said that and you must know that most of these people who are talking about or asking themselves why the black community is not being deported. Now, these are the people who have always believed in racial hierarchy, that at the top of the helm, it's a white man. Then the rest follows. This is whatever most of the people have been believing for a very long time. that the white man or the black or the white folks should always have everything done their way. And whenever it is not done their way, they're very much frustrated. This is whatever is happening. That most of the some of the white extremists still cling to the idea that America belongs to white people. When they see black Americans thriving, outspoken, or politically independent, it disrupts their belief system. Now, learning that Trump or any other president can remove or silence black citizens, it triggers them because it reminds them that their power is limited. And however much they try to vote a white benevolent leader, it doesn't really solve their problems. It has never solved their problems of deporting the black community or deporting those they consider their enemies. This tells us a lot about whatever has been going in the US for a very long time. We need to understand the dynamics of politics, the dynamics of economic in this country. That black people and other races have been considered minorities, and everything done in this country, it is none of their business. That's how some people have been thinking, and they are having economic insecurities. In recent years, parts of white America have faced job losses, inflation, and declining social mobility. Meanwhile, black Americans have made significant progress in businesses, entertainment, politics, and technology. Now, to some, this feels like roles are reversing, and the fact that the black community is able to sustain themselves and do their businesses without mentioning or calling out the white community is something that gives so much insecurities to the white community. But you might be asking yourself questions like, why are they so much concerned about black people? Why do they pay so much attention to the black businesses, to the politics the black people have always done for years? This is the thing you all need to know, that some of the minorities in the US have been oppressed for a very long time, both economically, politically, socially, and every other field that is played around in the US. Now, when they see the people they used to oppress are now doing better, when they see the people they used to oppress cannot be now deported, that they have equal rights as them, those of a citizen, that they can actually go out and speak without fear of contradiction or favor. Now, this doesn't sit well with most of them. The supremacy battles they've always brought around are not working. The fact that they have received a lot of privileges before is not working for them. And they actually have political frustration. They voted and it is not happening. If Trump is the president, why can't he just decide to deport some of the people from this country? Their question always. And they are now being hit by the reality, by the fact that you cannot deport a citizen. There is a process to deport someone. And this process doesn't care if you're the president or if you're who. It doesn't care the political seat or hierarchy you have. You must follow this process. And Trump actually presented himself as a defender of traditional America, often coded as white, conservative, and nationalist. When his followers realized that he doesn't or he couldn't go against the same things that he used to say, that he couldn't go against the black Americans who largely opposed his presidency. Some felt betrayed and very delusionist. They imagined Trump would restore order, but democracy and law prevented him from doing so. That's whatever they think. They think that Trump is the Alpha and Omega who could just have come and deported everyone and restored order by maintaining a white country. This is not whatever we really want to see in the future. We want to see a country or a future where people work as one, not a divided country, not a divided society. We want to see a country where we have black, white, red, brown. It doesn't really matter about your race. Whatever matters a lot is your ambitions and your focus on your goals. This is whatever we want in future, brothers and sisters. We do not want to see a country full of bitter people. People who think that in one way or the other things should go their way. People who think that if you should not do things their way, then you should be cancelled. We want to see a country full of order, a country full of love, a country that follows democracy and the rule of law. That's what we want to see in the future. We do not want to see in future a country full of delusioned people. People who think that it only belongs to them. People who think that others should not exist and everything they wish or say should be passed as law. And everything they dream about during the night should become policies in the US. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. But the fact that they still maintain their badness, they still maintain bad things over time, this is whatever makes them evil. Brothers and sisters, this should be a disclaimer that I've always talked about unity. And the unity of black, brown, and white is needed at the moment. We should not be seeing so much hatred that is happening. We should not be seeing people acting with so much rage. Thank you so much for having taken your time to watch this video. I really appreciate. If it's your first time on this channel, please consider subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking this video so that it might reach our big audience and many people will be reached by this message. Thank you so much.